Hi, I've just run into this amazing guy at the Language Technology for All conference by UNESCO, Naftali. Naftali was telling me some really interesting things about what's happening in Namibia, and he's learning a lot at this conference. Naftali, what's interesting?
So in Namibia, we have like a lot of indigenous languages,
right.
Maybe about 7 of them so far. It's a small population.
Sure.
So, and our main language is basically, we speak English as an official language, right?
Right.
But
at home, you don't speak English.
Yeah, at home we don't speak English. So I speak Oshivambo, which is like a mostly spoken language. Okay, there is some documented around it. I have learned how to write it from primary school, right? But if you look at other languages, like for example, San languages, right? San is one of the smallest indigenous communities in Namibia, which is even almost going to extinction.
Oh no.
And the Himba community. Those two communities are actually very, very underrepresented. They are almost corrupt. There's little written material online. And now we're actually thinking about how do we use artificial intelligence technology to sort of revitalize these languages, right? And learning a lot from this conference, I think there's a bit of a future, which is in addition to some of the work that we're already doing. Although we have issue of data sovereignty, we have issue of access to infrastructure.
Of course.
But given what we are already doing, we are actually looking at initiatives on digitizing this data, for example, where we are doing crowdsourcing to collect data, which is already in place. And we have developed some of the basic models. So
great.
So the good thing is we are basically using the lightweight models due to the resource intensive. We don't have the resources for that, but that's a start, right?
Right.
And yeah, hoping we get funding and all that.
Yeah. And so that's what you're learning about here and how you're going to apply it when you get home in Namibia.
Exactly. So I'm basically, number one is, it seems I'm already on the right track. Looking at what I have already observed from a lot of presentations here at the Language Technology. And although folks from most countries have the infrastructure, right? I've actually never heard anyone talking about computes, for example. So that was something that was a bit of a shock. But and with that in mind, and there are actually organizations out there. I actually learned about this. Some companies like Meta, they are funding, startups or people who are actually doing research in this area, and Google and so forth. So I think with that, I can apply for some of these grants. Hopefully, I'll get them. Yeah.
Great. Thanks so much, Naftali.
Right.
That's really interesting. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Ciao. Bye. That's what's interesting.